Victims are not believed because they can't be. In order to keep these power structures going, moving, and functioning, there always has to be vulnerable, weak, victimized people. That's why you'll see people do the most heinous crimes and they'll get like 3 years. They'll get a slap on the wrist. They'll get house arrest. They put these people right back into society, right? Because they know that these people need to be here. It's a whole system that functions on chaos, abuse, and dysfunctionality. Because the jail's got to be paid, the prison's got to be paid, right? The jail workers got to be paid, the government got to be paid. It's like a huge circle that all works together for a bigger demonic, wicked purpose. That's why victims aren't believed, because victims are what keeps this circus going. The more people who are hurt, the more people who are traumatized, the more people who are oppressed, the more people who are vulnerable, the more these people can maintain their power. Powerful people don't like when victims reclaim power. They want you to stay victimized. They want you to feel weak and to feel like you have no options. They want you to feel like all hope is lost and that no one's on your side. So that's why they consistently do things to gaslight your experience, to manipulate you, to smear campaign you, to make people think negatively of you so you can't defend yourself. These are all tactics that abusive people and abusive systems do to control the narrative and to keep the place of power functioning. Victims a lot of times are judged so harshly for their physical appearance, for how they dress, for their past, things that they did like 10 years ago still being used against them, judged for their socioeconomic status. They're judged for what the house they live in, the car they drive. There's so many like things that people, victims, are judged for. That's how you know that judging victims is becoming normalized, because when people come online and share their stories about like how somebody abused them or betrayed them, I'll see the comments say like, what did you do? Or I'll see comments that say like, yeah, you should have chose better. Why didn't you know? Why didn't you see the signs? Like, all these questions are actually valid. And I think that people who've been abused do need to do the work to heal and figure out why they were abused, why they allowed it, because that is how you heal and grow and not function in the same cycles. But it's very counterproductive to continually shame victims who have been abused, who have been targeted, who already feel weak, who already feel vulnerable, to make them feel as if that they are at wrong for the entire situation, and to judge them based off what they didn't know, what they didn't understand. That is how we shame victims and keep them silenced and oppressed. That is how abuse continually functions in society. That is why victims don't want to come online and share their stories, and they're afraid to speak their truth because of people who will shame them and judge them for speaking on what happened to them. And yes, it happened to me too. I had people send me messages and telling me that I shouldn't be speaking about these things, that I shouldn't be sharing my story. Because again, victims are constantly blamed, because this is what upholds society. This is what upholds the system. Funny part is that the people who are complicit in holding up this system of chaos and dysfunctionality are also victims, but they don't even realize that they're victims too, because anything can happen to anybody that will put you in a very vulnerable position, just like the people that you're judging, just like the people that you're shaming. That's why God called me to start this channel. I'm someone who's been abused my whole life. I've been ignored. I've been rejected. I've been overlooked and dismissed because of my skin complexion, because I'm a dark-skinned woman, because I have locks in my hair, because of my personality, my neurodivergence, my introversion. And the Lord has empowered me to start a channel for other women who can find hope and community, who can know that their voice is not lost, that they still can reclaim their power through Jesus. Despite what these people do in your personal life or in the world to make you silent, you have a voice. God has given you a voice, so use it to speak. Speak and declare the promises of God over your life every single day. Speak and declare what God told you is going to happen, and do not allow any ultimatum. I don't care what the devil says. I don't care what people do to threaten you, to shame you. Speak the truth and shame the devil.